Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please be joined today by Julie Akins, the founder of Forever Homes Vehicle for Change. Julie, good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Craig.
Yeah, so talk about Forever Homes Vehicle for Change. What exactly is this organization doing?
So this organization is we're converting school buses, 40-foot long school buses, and turning them into 240 square foot homes for homeless children and families,
Wow.
of which there are some 20,000 in the state of Oregon. And we just feel as if these eco-nest homes will be very important for housing these kids, because really no child should grow up in the backseat of a car, right?
Mm-hmm. No.
So.
Okay, and we have a lot of tiny home villages, and these things are now popping up, but there are advantages to these. They can be mobile.
Exactly right. They can be mobile. So, for instance, at some point, when our families are able to buy these homes, we're starting as a lease, and then we're going to give them an option to buy if they want to. So when they buy these homes, they're independent. So if they need to move for their job, they can take their home with them. And these last for 30 years. These are a full-time permanent home for people who don't mind living small. We don't have any zoning problems, any regulation issues. They can be in RV parks, mobile home parks, pieces of land. They're completely independent, solar power, 50-gallon water tanks, full shower, tile shower, kitchen, everything.
Wow.
Ready to go.
Okay, and so these buses, I mean, how are you acquiring these buses? How does that work? I mean, these are not, these drive.
These drive.
Yeah.
These are great buses. So what I learned in this process is that school districts have to get rid of buses after 12 years. They usually have another 25, 30 years left on them, but because of regulations, they have to turn these buses over.
Wow.
So we're able to acquire them at a low cost, and at some point we're hoping districts will actually donate buses, because nobody knows better than school districts the effect of homelessness on children. And so we're going to partner with districts. But our first bus we purchased from the Grants Pass School District. It's beautiful, in perfect shape, 100,000 miles, it'll go 1,000,000 miles. No rust, well cared for. We're so excited to be doing this.
Wow, okay, and in case anybody doesn't know about your background, you know, you're a journalist, former news director, former my boss here, full disclosure. But you've obviously a passion project. You've been meeting the homeless around the state of Oregon. You really, is that how this whole thing came about?
It is. It came about as an inspiration. I met a woman who, her name is Lilith. She has 7 children. They were unhoused. She was doing her very best to take care of them in sort of a large, unfinished old school bus, you know, not a beautiful one like the ones we're building. She just couldn't afford it. And she wound up losing her children because she didn't have a safe place for them. And so I think about Lilith and her children all the time, and I want to provide homes for people so that doesn't happen, so families aren't torn apart. So she was really my inspiration, she and her children. And then I've met many other homeless children, and I just cannot imagine trying to raise a child where they don't ever get a home-cooked meal, where they don't have a bed to sleep in. You can't read them a story before bed. They don't get a bath before school. It's just not right. I can't imagine where we're going to be 20 years from now with this many children living this way. 20,000 in the state of Oregon.
Wow.
Roughly 2 in every classroom in the Rogue Valley are living without a home. So we have an opportunity to make change. We have an opportunity to help these children and families. The United Nations describes this as a humanitarian crisis in this country. So I feel compelled to step up and do something because now I know about it.
Yeah.
Once you've seen it, you can't look away. So that's why we're doing it.
Excellent. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Julie Akins from Forever Homes Vehicle for Change. So we're talking about this program, this nonprofit that you just started a few months ago. These schoolies, these are just a term for school buses that you guys are making homes for the homeless.
They are, yeah. It's actually become quite a sensation across the nation and the world. There's a movie called Expedition Happiness that you can watch about living in a school bus. These are not Kinkezi magic school buses with tie-dye and a mattress on the floor. A lot has changed.
I've seen the pics. That's very nice.
They're beautiful. They're eco-nest, state-of-the-art. We have Jeff Sharp from Sharp Energy, wonderful guy, who donated solar panels for the whole top of the bus. So you can have heat, air conditioning. It's a crazy cool thing. And 240 square feet, the way that builders work with that kind of space now, because so many people have gone to simplicity, There's a lot of really good innovations to make these buses really beautiful forever homes. Hardwood floors, pot lighting, wonderful bedrooms, tile showers. It's really pretty spectacular, and you can live quite well in them.
Yeah, no, it looks quite nice. Okay, so if people are interested in helping, what's the best way for them to go about doing that? Because clearly, you're trying to raise money, but you're also, taking donations.
Absolutely. We are trying to raise money. We have a grant for $25,000 a year for 5 years, so we can make one bus a year. We'd like to make many more than that. The cost of a schoolie from acquiring it all the way to finish is roughly $20,000 if we can get some in-kind donations. So yes, you can go to our website and donate. We have a PayPal, we have a GoFundMe. You can send a check in the mail if you want to. You can donate things for the schoolie. Just keep in mind that if you want to donate actual hard things like beds and fridges and things, they have to be sized to fit.
Sure.
So, and they have to be working. We don't have repair folks who can fix electronic gadgets. So, but if you want to do that, we're happy to have that. If you don't have money, you can come help us on a community build that we'll have coming up, and we'll keep folks updated through our website. If you can't do any of that, just spread the word, share it. Go on our website and share that with your friends. Go on our Facebook page, Understanding Homelessness, where we talk about it. You can share that information. What I really want is for this to become a movement that goes viral so that we can really talk about how we can house children and families, because these folks desperately need homes. These are economic refugees working as hard as they can and not having enough money to house their children. We just don't want that for our future. I don't think any of us do.
Well said. Good to see you.
Thank you so much,
My
Craig.
pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.